one of the things that you decided to do was to go sleep in a different room for a few days. And to give context to this, I was feeling kind of disconnected from you before that. We had just had a couple weeks that were like incredibly full. There was a lot going on. We didn't really have much time to connect. And things were finally starting to calm down. And I was looking forward to reconnecting with you. Instead, I picked a fight.
Her favorite way of reconnecting.
Which I have realized is a pattern of mine if I'm feeling really disconnected from you. So don't worry, I'm working on that very actively, and things have been a lot better since I realized that pattern. And I was having a bit of a time. I also, there were other extenuating circumstances where I was not at full capacity either. So it also just felt a lot harder to manage that sense of disconnection from you to begin with. And what was your original question? Where am I taking this? Jesus. I'm so sorry. I'm creating editing work. I just want to make sure I tie this loop, and I'm like, oh my God.
Intuition at its finest right there. when we don't need to have logic, we can just intuit. No, I'm sorry.
I don't even know if he's going to edit this out or not because he's in full control of that, and I don't care either way. This is a very human moment you get to witness if it stays in.
Well, when does intuition, when does the alarm and the intuition draw us astray?
Right. Thank you. Okay. So I was having a moment about that. I didn't sleep very well that night. I was sad. And I was kind of sad and sort of put off for a couple of days. Now, I managed it better than I have in the past, but I was still feeling like very distant from you, and then also kind of keeping to myself as a result a little bit. That is another pattern of mine. I'm not going to, in that moment, what I recognized was that was not actually my intuition talking. That was fear. That was a story. That was an old pattern of mine coming up and being projected onto you. And it was also a conversation of, with myself of what pattern do I want to embody now and going forward? Where am I working towards? And it's the woman who is fucking secure enough that her husband can nurse a shoulder injury in a separate bed for less than a week. And it's fine. And it does not mean anything about me or the relationship or the quality of our connection or how much depth will continue to grow between us.
Okay. So the alarm bell comes on and says, he don't want to be with you no more. He gonna sleep in the other bed. That means he's not wanting to be in a relationship anymore. That's gonna lead to him not wanting to be with me anymore. Is that the alarm bell we're talking about?
Basically.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect voice too.
Yeah. So it kind of sounds like that, right? When it comes in,
it's a little more whiny, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the best whiny voice I got. I'm sorry, I was doing my best whiny voice. And so that voice comes on, and where does the alarm bell that interrupts that voice? How do we not get caught in that voice and interrupt it with the other voice that says, he's a grown-ass man, he's nursing his shoulder, he's going to be back, you know he will, always does, there's no loss of love for him. You said you loved him 2 years ago, and he still believes it. He ain't gonna stop. It's like it's the great one about the couple that go into the therapy, and she says, "You never say I love you," and he said, "I said when we got married, if it changed, I would have let you know."
So classic,
right?
Yeah.
So, what's the voice, or how does that voice come online that starts to interrupt that pattern of, okay, this is the alarm bell ringing. This is the story that I'm creating. And a pattern might be to reach out and say, no, you can't leave, or, constrain that independence in a way that then triggers a pattern for me of, a lack of freedom, and, how does that get interrupted?
That has been my life's work so far, is unraveling that very question.
And so we'll get back to you in episode 4,332.
It comes with, yes, doing a lot of work, but continuing to show the fuck up and continuing to be open to growth and keeping your heart open to trust.